Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Taurus energy. I'm going to get out a few of the Kipper cards and then I'm going to get tarot on top of that and maybe some more clarifiers to fill out the story. But I did get out some Power of Surrender cards. We have Surrender Your Fear of Intimacy, Surrender to Divine Timing, Surrender to Rest and Sleep, because we need to surrender our fear. Well, I just did Gemini, and Gemini had concern about a marriage too. I've done all the other zodiac signs, and I don't think anyone else had the marriage card come out. So the Lovers, Gemini, and the Taurus energy about commitments and relationships. And then we have poverty and change. So, concern, marriage, poverty, change. I think there's some people that are concerned that if they're getting a marriage, that they might not either be as financially wealthy as they want to be, or they'll be spiritually in poverty because it's not based on love. It's one or the other. Sometimes people think it has to be one or the other. If I marry for love, I might end up being poor. If I marry for money, I might spiritually be unhappy. Well, hopefully you can find a relationship where you can kind of, love someone. And I don't know, why do you have to end in poverty? Can you not work and put in effort? And I don't know. Anyway, the last card is change. And the bottom of the deck is the house, which I sometimes think is the mind. So let's go see. Get some clarifiers on these. Now keep in mind, we all tap into Taurus energy because Taurus energy is about our overarching belief system. We either have a very worldly belief system or we could have a spiritual belief system. Are we going to make it all about the 3D world or do we believe in something higher? And Taurus is also about putting in hard work and effort, being dedicated and commitment and loyal. And sometimes people put all their hard work and effort into not being dedicated and loyal. So, here for the concern card, you know, some people, you could look at the house as their foundation. I don't know, they're concerned if their foundation has shadowy Capricorn energy in it, or they get themselves involved with someone in shady Capricorn energy, that would be somebody who's selfish, greedy, doesn't want to put in work and effort, could be controlling, could be manipulative, could be addicted, all those things of the devil nature. They're kind of wondering if they should move forward with that long-term plan. And even within themselves, they'll marry someone who's kind of, at the time, what aligns with them. Maybe they could be concerned. They had a long-term plan, but then they could have found out that, I don't know, their foundation is shady and deceptive, that the person they're thinking of getting in a relationship with is shady and deceptive. Some people could have been concerned that they had a very stable foundation, maybe with someone who was putting in the hard work and effort of Capricorn energy. And positive Capricorn energy is about putting in the hard work and effort to liberate yourself and free yourself from bondage. Maybe they were in a relationship with someone who was doing that and they were concerned because they always had a long-term plan that things were going to be shady. People were going to be codependent. People were going to be fearful and scared. Maybe they're fearful and scared in their shady Capricorn energy, and they don't like other people that they were working in a relationship with to not be that way too, because you might leave them. If you were to liberate yourself from your fear and self-limiting beliefs, you'd leave. You'd move forward with your own long-term plan. And their long-term plan was that the foundation would always kind of maybe be toxic and all about status and image and wealth, not about love. You know, the Lover's card is kind of the opposite card of the Devil Capricorn card. So, a marriage concern. Should they get in a relationship? Maybe they're trying to decide who they should marry. Should they get in a relationship where it's just about exchanging resources and exchanging money because they're selfish and greedy? Or should they get in a marriage where they give a lot of thought to having that new insight and clarity, you know, that you keep putting in that thought and effort to have that new thought and clarity in a relationship, because you always want to maintain equal give and take and balance. People putting in positive Capricorn energy, hard work and effort. What long-term plan do you have? Well, let's go see what happened with the poverty card. Maybe they became shadowy over time, and for some reason, maybe they could be getting into marriage because they do want that marriage partner to exchange resources with them, but they could fear that they'll be in poverty emotionally later. Let's see. Then we have 6 of Wands, which is about victory. 9 of Wands, so we go from 6 Wands to 9 Wands, which is 3 Wands of seeing your dream come into reality. They could have feel in poverty if they get in this relationship for the wrong reasons. You know, it'll look to the world like they've had victory, but internally they're defensive because they know that they're manipulative, and it was all about that they're just trying to be strong about this illusion that they're creating. They don't want to move forward because then, you know, if they were kind of to move to the next level of the relationship in a way of a more expanded, if they make it more than just being about, look, we're victorious, people would maybe see that they were manipulative and just trying to be strong. They don't want to be emotionally brave and strong. They actually feel in lack. So they actually, if they get in a relationship with someone and that person is very stable and abundant and grounded as a 6 of Wands energy, and they're kind of a devil energy of being defensive and guarded and kind of have a lack mentality and always afraid that they'll be left out in the cold, they're going to be defensive towards their partner. Because they don't believe they can manifest their dreams into reality. And they don't want to, you know, for some reason they're choosing not to do the work to be emotionally brave and strong, in touch with themselves emotionally. It's like, I am doing my best to create an illusion of being strong here, but I really feel in so much poverty. And it's too bad that, you know, instead of spending all this time being up in their head stressed and being defensive, they could use that time and energy to figure out how to believe that they really can manifest and that they really could do the work to become emotionally strong. I wonder how many years go by that they're stressed and defensive instead of putting that time to productive use, you know? Tell us about the change. That's interesting. Yeah. Even if these people did get into a relationship, maybe for the right reasons, maybe they were always a little bit tended towards the shadowy side. Um, they could have had stress and anxiety about exchanging resources and having equal give and take. Um, oh my gosh. Some people, they have fear of it because they'd rise above their inner conflict, maybe, and their competitive nature. Maybe they have that competitive energy and that inner conflict either because of a Gemini or a Leo of their past. And if they were to really rise above their inner conflict, they kind of have to deal with this defensive nature within themselves about issues from their past that left them feeling in poverty, maybe spiritually, emotionally, or perhaps those people in their life were people who created an illusion of love, because Gemini is love energy, and they're defending the illusion of the Leo, that I can't move forward. I can't rise above my inner conflict of my feeling in poverty, because maybe this Leo is someone very significant to them, and that would shake their foundation even more to acknowledge the truth that maybe a person that they've been defending all this time throughout their life, that's made them feel in poverty, but it's kind of like a child protecting the parent. I will not say anything bad about the parent, even though the parent, I feel like, left me feeling abandoned or in poverty because they kind of created illusion, but I defend that same illusion about them. For other people, they're concerned about their foundation, work coming together in relationship or marriage with someone who is very grounded also. You know, they basically, well, for one, they could be concerned that their foundation would work with um, someone else who's very also earthly grounded based like them and move forward with a long term plan. Again, they could be stressed that they'd want to exchange resources if they got married, that we'd commingle our finances, and that I'm not sure then why they would feel like they'd be in poverty. If they move forward in this victory, maybe their foundation would be defensive. Maybe, though, maybe there's someone else in their life who they do view as being emotionally strong and brave, and they'd always plan to go manifest with that person. Maybe they're concerned if they move forward with this that someday they will become defensive and wish that, maybe this is a little shadowy, more earthly based, not loving based, creative and inspired and loving, and that one day that they'd become defensive and they'd wish that they had instead, believe that they could manifest their dreams and that they had been emotionally strong, and there would have been people outside of themselves who represent that also, so they'd want to defend, afraid that if they move forward, if they exchange resources with this person and they become defensive in it and maybe the relationship ends, that they'll end up in poverty, um, because they had wanted to defend a different relationship. That could be it too. So, this change card, maybe for the positive Taurus people that are just thinking about this, giving a lot of thought to marriage, kind of wondering maybe, do they want to exchange resources maybe with a positive Capricorn energy within themselves or a shadowy Capricorn energy within themselves? And whatever they do inside might be what they do outside. Right now, They could feel in poverty because they did have a victory, but they ended up feeling guarded in the relationship, or an aspect of themselves is defensive because they do want, it's pretty hard to put an end to those aspects of ourselves that have hope and faith and belief of being emotionally brave and strong one day. I'm going to have to ask what these are about. We got Four Swords reverse, which can be, do we refuse to heal? The Page of Swords reverse can be, do we refuse to speak our truth? Or the change can be that this person has come out of healing and they're willing to stop being immature in a way, quit being defensive. What is the Four of Swords in reverse? Okay. Oh, they've made a judgment about the Ten of Pentacles and the Devil. Maybe their foundation was toxic. This foundation that they've kind of clung to and operated from, which even could be worldliness. Before they were maybe thinking of moving forward with a long-term plan where it was all about worldliness and Capricorn energy. It's all about putting in the hard work and effort to build stability and success. But I don't know, it sounds like it could be a little shadowy if they have all this fear and insecurity about exchanging resources in a relationship. It doesn't sound like they really come from love. They might come a little bit more from selfishness and greed. So, in order to change, they need to make a judgment on their foundation and their Capricorn energy. They need to be willing to transform. They need to be willing to shed the old to give birth to a new. Maybe now their foundation would say, you know what? We're going to put in work and effort to build our stability and security, but to free us and liberate us so that we're not like indentured to worldliness, that, the earth has a chain around our neck saying, no, you must work like a slave to be stable and abundant, or we will deem you unworthy. Who gives a crap what anyone else thinks of you? If you're happy with the amount of money you make, and, it's kind of like people who everybody in their family is telling them, no, you can't go do the things you love. You love being an artist or a painter, or whatever it is you like to do. You have to go be miserable and go do some job you don't even like. I mean, some people and other people could be the other way around. Their foundation could be like, oh no, we're all artists and musicians and you want to be a lawyer. Shame on you. Just whichever way, but they need to be willing to shed the old to give birth to the new. Tell us about the Page of Swords in reverse. Listening to their intuition, their emotions, their Cancer Pisces emotions about what true victory is. True victory is not getting in a relationship that emotionally or spiritually makes you feel impoverished, where you're defensive. You don't go from, you want to be in a relationship that you're willing to defend because you believe you can manifest your dreams and, be emotionally brave and strong, that you've really stepped into your own life. not to be in a relationship where it's like, oh no, I don't want to move forward because I don't believe I can manifest, and I don't want to step into my own life, you know. I just like to create illusion like I'm strong and brave. You know, if they kind of marry their own toxic nature, their own shadow nature, and move forward with that plan, they're going to be really stressed and anxious about getting in a relationship with anybody and exchanging resources. Maybe because they're afraid those people, if they keep moving forward, will find out this person's really defensive because they really have a lack mentality. And for this person to not have a miserable life, they kind of may need to heal. Hmm. I would say with the house card here, this is something they're debating in their mind. I would say the negative sense for the people who decide to go forward in a relationship, maybe because they feel they lack resources. They might have a victory, but they'll be defensive and they won't heal. They will have decided my foundation is going forward in shadowy energy. And with shadowy Scorpio energy, they've just decided that life's about death, sex, taxes. Yeah, I don't think that's why we came here for a soul experience and being incredibly emotional people. I think we came here, myself, to learn about new depths of love and compassion and forgiveness, and to help other people manage this world, you know, and dealing with this dualistic nature within us. You know, we were meant to grow and thrive and mature, and we've always done that best in our life from love and kindness and self discipline and patience and generosity. And if this person goes through with that, yeah, I think they're going to feel in poverty. If they do decide to move forward with it, they're going to no longer listen to their inner nature of hope and faith and belief, and they'll keep that hidden. That they just chose to look victorious in the world, to have people looking up to them as they go by. And to the people who decide to transform, they decide to quit being defensive and listen to their intuition so they can rise above their competitive nature and their inner conflict and feel that sense of accomplishment and self empowerment that comes from acting in character and integrity. So, the cards we got was surrender your fear of intimacy. You are ready to let love in, compassionately identify, and begin to release any patterns that stop you from opening your heart. Surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough, according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. That's another way to look at this reading. Somebody could have been, a foundation could have been working and putting an effort on a long term plan in a relationship. One person could have been stressed about the fact that they only had Six of Pentacles. And in their mind, they started to feel like they were in lack compared to other people. The person they were in a relationship was somebody who'd risen above petty conflict, fighting, and arguing. Maybe because this person has a little bit of a lack mindset, they were feeling kind of defensive. And maybe they felt they could have had stress about having equal give and take because their foundation maybe is a little bit more shadowy, and the person they got in a relationship didn't know that. Or if the other person had their own fears and insecurities when they got in the relationship, this person started to become more stressed the more balanced and equal give and take the relationship got, or more balance the other person got, because that person, was kind of rising above their inner conflict or competitive nature, and this person hadn't done that yet. So that made them defensive. And it could have made them manipulative. Kind of made them feel like in lack. So they decided, I want to go be in the spotlight. I'm defensive to you, and I don't know how to rise above my inner conflict and my competitive nature. So at that time, they could have made a decision. My foundation is going to be toxic. We reject healing. The other person had come out of healing. Their foundation was putting in hard work and effort to transform and liberate themselves, to move forward to like the next level of perception of life. And the other person rejected that. It's like, no, I'm going to be like toxic and controlling, and I'm going to be intimidating, and I think life should be this way. I see things in black and white, and I always thought it was going to be this way. So they could have not spoken, didn't stand in their inner truth, and they hid things. Maybe they lied about someone who was intuitive, who had risen above petty conflict and fighting, and they lied about it because what they were intuitive about was that this person still had some toxic energy. Now this person is concerned about their foundation having their toxic energy and moving forward with their long-term plan. Maybe they got in a relationship with someone else, and they're stressed about exchanging resources with them. They could maybe have a victory, or again, who knows, maybe that person is kind of the same way and the cycle's going to repeat itself again. But then it says, surrender to rest and sleep. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Because we need to surrender our fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate every baby step forward. Let's go see. Why is this person in the Nine of Swords about marriage and having equal give and take in a relationship? Because their foundation they operate from expected their dreams would come into reality. They're stressed. Why are they stressed about a foundation seeing their dreams come into reality? Maybe this marriage thing is someone else. They decided, well, if they're in a relationship for the wrong reasons, they could have some stress and anxiety about the foundation they operate from, realizing the dream of this relationship where it's maybe kind of toxic and shadowy, but very stable and abundant. Because the truth is, they're maybe in the relationship just to look victorious and successful, but it's really not about accepting love. It's kind of more a triangulated type relationship where it's about for reasons other than love, and it can be emotionally manipulative, it can be passive aggressive, kind of controlling. So they're concerned if they get in a relationship with someone who's in toxic Capricorn energy, what was the long-term plan with this toxic Capricorn energy? What was their long-term plan? That they'd put in work and effort to be happy and try to be strong about the fact that they have stress and anxiety. Okay, what stress and anxiety do they have there? Hopefully, I hope they're not, let's see. I hope, I hope this person wasn't moving forward with a plan, being happy that someone else who is emotionally brave and strong is stressed and anxious because they put work and effort into being non-committal and being impulsive and reckless by getting into another relationship. Otherwise, that'd be a pretty sad reason to get in a relationship, is I hope to cause someone else stress and anxiety. But, if they have a lot of stress and anxiety because, I don't know, maybe they're always afraid that people will leave them and they'll be left, and that somebody else will go have a victory and that they'll be defensive. I don't know. Otherwise, they could be stressed about putting work and effort in sexually, creatively, or that they're offering money for sex. That could be. Um, Would they get in a marriage to offer someone money for sex? But then they're stressed about seeing their dream come in, because the truth is, they maybe had an opportunity to get themselves emotionally balanced and get in the driver's seat of their life and cancer unconditional love, and they chose to ignore that offer. Yeah, maybe some people like to be in a relationship where it's not about love. It's like, we'll just exchange resources, you know. I'll work, you give sex, vice versa, male, female. I just don't know which way they're picking here, Taurus. That's the thing with tarot. You can read it both ways. I do think people are concerned if their foundation, if they get in a relationship with a positive Capricorn, that still causes them stress. They feel they'll be happy with somebody who's emotionally brave and strong, but they still have stress and anxiety about work. So, in one relationship, they could be happy and feel emotionally brave and strong, but they'd have kind of stress about work and maybe being in a relationship with somebody who's creative and inspired. If they get in a relationship with somebody who's more practical and grounded and earthly based, possibly a little shadowy Capricorn based, they could emotionally indulge themselves and be strong about the fact that they're stressed about work and being creative. Maybe they're stressed about someone else moving forward in their Capricorn energy with a long-term plan to get married. Because if that foundation has their dream come into reality, the person they were thought they were going to move forward with, either in a positive manner or a shadowy manner, kind of ignored their love. And they feel left out in the cold from a victory, and they're defensive, possibly because they tried to manipulate people who were emotionally brave and strong. Well, goodness, it gets complicated. Quit worrying about everyone else. Work on your own foundation. Learn how to be self-sovereign and to be emotionally brave. You might be stressed about work and taking creative, inspired action, but you need to give a lot of thought to aligning within yourself. You might be stressed about you seeing your dreams come into reality, but you need to keep following the truth and getting yourself emotionally balanced and accept love from the universe to keep moving forward. Yes, you might go through a period of feeling in lack right now, but that is part of the process. You need to rise above your inner conflict. You need to work on a creative, inspired foundation within yourself to believe you can manifest and be emotionally brave and strong. And if you do that, things will change for you. You will have found out you've healed, that you have made a judgment that your foundation is no longer going to be toxic or controlling or worldliness or image or status or stress about any of that crap is not going to keep you in bondage anymore. You are going to transform. You have grown up, no longer a page of swords. You are going to listen to your intuition now. That is kind of the goal that you're meant to do. The more you are emotionally in tune with yourself, the more intuitive you are, the more you sense what is right and wrong for you. And you can follow your creative, inspired ideas, and you can rise above your inner conflict, fighting, and competitive nature to be victorious in your own life. Quit worrying about what everyone else is doing. So, yeah, surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment. Focus on solutions and celebrate every baby step forward. There, I think we finally got it. In your Taurus energy, put in the hard work and effort. Don't worry about anyone else and if they're going to move forward. If they move forward for good or bad reasons, that's their free will choice. You work on you. Get your foundation down. Small, steady steps. You deserve to be emotionally happy, emotionally brave and strong. Don't worry about who you're going to work with and take sexual action towards. You know, that will come. Or it doesn't. That's life-giving energy. You can use that life-giving energy and channel it into being creative and inspired and, but it'll come. Don't worry about it. Just move forward in your own life. Cure your own toxic energies one step at a time. You deserve to be happy and to be emotionally brave and confident. You have to put in work and effort and take action and be passionate about healing your own foundation, and the rest will take care of itself. There you go, Taurus. I wish you all peace, love, and joy. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.